Everyone, and welcome back to another recap, discussion, and analysis of The Summer I Turned. Today's episode we are talking about is season 3, episode 6. So, the episode that aired last week, and we are like T minus 1 to 2 days from episode 7. So, if you want a little refresher before this Wednesday, grab some popcorn, sit down, get ready to type out all your thoughts in the comments because we are going to discuss. And if you have never seen my face before, hi, my name is Stella, and I make videos about all things media, that is, books, TV shows, movies, and I also post the occasional beauty and lifestyle videos. So if that combination of things is your jam, it would mean the world to me if you gave me a follow, not only for all my other videos, but to follow along with this series, which is my Summer I Turn Pretty recap series, which every week when the Summer I Turn Pretty comes out every Wednesday, I will be recording these videos and going over the episode, talking about it, and then we have an awesome discussion in the comments. So follow me to follow along and join. If you have seen my face before, new location unlocked. I did not feel like filming in my room today, but anyways, I digress. Let's get into the episode. I was kind of iffy about this episode. Not that it was a bad episode, but definitely like my heart was in a different place because we had the Conrad episode the week previous, and now we're kind of stuck back with Jeremiah and Belly, but that's okay. That's okay. So, jumping right into it, the episode starts off with Belly and Jeremiah staying at Adam's place. And Adam is really like annoyed by Belly being there because she is not really being a respectful house guest. She's like leaving stuff everywhere and being a mess. And she's also messing with his coffee machine and like leaving hair in the drain, which there's so much to say about that. Let me know your thoughts below of like why you think Belly is not being a good house guest in this situation. But I actually wanted to focus more on Jeremiah in this whole dynamic and scene. And this is just further contributing to my dislike of him, or at least he's getting worse in my eyes just purely because of this whole situation. And again, his lack of self awareness. So he didn't want to ask his dad for a day off so him and Belly could go apartment hunting. And Belly kind of brings this up herself and like puts it on Adam to agree to the whole situation of giving Jeremiah a day off. But Jeremiah is clearly annoyed by this. And I think he's annoyed by this because he actually likes working and he wants to make a good impression, not just on his father, but I think that's like a huge part of it. But I also think he's seeing that, like, oh, I could actually have a future here. This is, what working feels like. I have a purpose. I kind of do want to show up and put care into this job, which, like, I love that for him. Love that for him as a character and a person. However, that doesn't mean you neglect what's happening now. And this is why I'm getting more and more frustrated with him, like, just in general, because his dedication to his job is now completely overshadowing the wedding and his dedication to Belly as a partner, which again shows the maturity level of like why this wedding should not happen. Because when you are getting married, that is you entering a lifelong commitment with your partner, and they just do not fit this bill. Like, he is not able to juggle this many things, which, like, again, happy for him that he loves his job, but this is why the wedding is a bad idea. He cannot handle all these things at once, and he refuses to have awareness and like take a step back and reevaluate, why are we doing this? Okay, now speeding through the episode because I spent so much time on that one scene, but they go apartment hunting and it kind of leads to this like small little fight because Jeremiah has been using up new credit cards that his dad has not been paying off to get Bruins tickets and other like stupid things. So his credit score is not good and they need to find a place that's not going to do a credit check or a hard credit check. Which, like, speaking from experience, like, doesn't, like, the only places that do that are shitty campus housing stuff. I mean, that is like so fun. And again, he doesn't really care. He wants to go back to work. He's like, oh, I need to be done here. He's not putting attention or care or time into this. And that leads to a little argument between those two. Meanwhile, she goes back to Cousins and Conrad's there and he seems happy to see her. And he's like, oh, you're here. Then Belly heads to the club to go over wedding details with one of the gals at the club who's like the wedding planner, event coordinator, whatever. And she sees like the dead ball girls practicing. So she's kind of reminiscing, or at least that's what I took from this scene. And then she starts to get anxiety again because like the wedding is getting too big for like what she envisioned. She calls Jeremiah, and again, he is not really, in my opinion, paying attention to the problems. I think he's just hearing, I'm not sure about what we're doing, and he's afraid maybe that he's gonna lose her. So he's like, oh well, there's not gonna be strangers there. Look at me, I got you, which like was kind of cute, but also then Belly refers to their wedding as a storm. And like, girl, if you're referring to your wedding as a storm, maybe it's not a good idea. Steven and Denise are getting along now. And then we see Conrad again, and he's still working on the house, which is awesome. We love that for him. He's a king. Belly comes back to the house. Conrad asks her, how was the club? She says, okay. She's clearly just like upset. And she mentions that Laurel, Conrad asked her about Laurel coming. She says she's still not. Conrad also tells her that he left some food in the fridge for her. Okay, and then I don't want to spend too much time on this because I'm already running out of time, but like I really just have to say how badly Taylor's mother irritated me in this episode. Like, honestly, how dare you judge Laurel for saying that she's uptight, and then just straight up, like, she's saying that Laurel's judgy, but you're judging her for standing her ground and being a mother and trying to not let her daughter make a huge mistake. And that really irritated me that she was like talking bad about Laurel. Like, why? Hello? Further shows how childish Taylor's mother is. And Conrad's concerned about Belly because she's not eating. And he left this out for her and she didn't touch it. Which, like, king shit. Then Jeremiah sees his dad with Kaylee, which was very awkward. And, like, you can tell that this is kind of confusing to him. Also, we have another moment showing that Adam prioritizes Conrad over Jeremiah, which Adam sucks. I hate him. Then we have this awesome scene. I loved this scene where Conrad meets up with Laurel and basically tells her, you're going to regret not attending the wedding festivities, the wedding itself. Belly isn't eating. She needs her mom. She is so depressed. And Laurel is stewing on it, but then she also clocks Conrad and is like, what's your stake in all this? And he's like, I just want her to be happy. And she's like, oh, just her? And he's like, well, my brother too. But, Laurel knows. Laurel knows that he loves her. I'm sorry. It's obvious. Denise and Steven decide to start a business together, and I'm actually really starting to like their dynamic. I hope it stays friends, though. Then we have the shower. Laurel and Belly make up, reunite, and this got me teary-eyed. Meanwhile, the boys are going suit shopping, and we really get to see the dynamics between these three. And Jeremiah's insecurities show here. He's clearly annoyed with his father that he favors Conrad. However, I feel that he takes it out on Conrad emotionally instead of his own dad. So stop trying to impress your dad, Jer. He sucks. I want to talk about Belly and the whole not changing the name thing later. If I don't talk about it in this video, I will leave my thoughts in the comments. I also thought it was so inappropriate that Lucinda gifted Belly lingerie. Like, this was my reaction. And this was my reaction. Like, how childish. She's very childish. Conrad's smiling because he finds out Laurel went to the shower. But then their dad drops a bomb on them and is like, I'm bringing Kaylee to the wedding. Which Conrad bothered me here. I would have just come clean to Jeremiah about the whole affair thing. And this is definitely going to come up later and be a problem. Because Belly is the only other person who knows. Steven and Taylor are flirting, whatever. I'm going to leave more thoughts in the comments or on the screen about this. But basically, Belly is telling a story that she thinks is about Jeremiah, but is actually about Conrad, and just shows how much she's skewed in her mind about him. She's also clearly upset and like expressing second thoughts about the wedding. Conrad tells the family he got fired. Very proud of him in this scene. I'm skipping some scenes. Pause for my thoughts on the screen. I also want to point out Conrad will always be trying to protect Jeremiah because look at the body language here. They're standing together. He's standing apart. We get a cute flashback of Belly singing Bye Bye Birdie. Pause for my thoughts on this. Then we got this! Oh my gosh. Conrad was hurt. Belly patched him up. And then they had this really like hot moment. Then Belly basically says this was all me. And I love the symbolism of the hand with the ring on the heart. Obsessed. All right, well, that is all I have for you guys. Please leave your thoughts below. I really want to discuss with you in the comments. What do you think? What are your feelings about this episode? Expanding on anything I said at all. And I'll see y'all in a couple of days for episode 7. Bye.